Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today I have a tool review for a tool that I keep in my TPLC, and if you're new to the channel, that's my main bag. It's the bag that I take in, you might call it a go bag, every job. So the tools that are in here, the ones that are most useful to me are the ones that I can get the most things done with. I also have a Tech MCT Blackout with bigger tools or testing equipment that I might not use on every single job, but I keep that with me as well. But this is the bag that I take with me, so the tools that are in this are the ones that are most important to me and most useful. And today I want to talk about the Knipex Twin Grips. Part number on that is 8201200, and this is with the handle that is the textured but standard, so it's not the like what you might find on your pair of diagonals, the glossier smooth finish. It's more of the textured finish, which is probably my second favorite, just because it is still slim, but they do not clean as easy, but you get a little bit more grip. I bought these when they first came out, and this was the only option that you could get for those. I do think they now carry them in the comfort grip handle as well if you prefer that, but those are a little bit bulkier, and for what I use these for, I actually prefer the slimmer handle. So I'm going to review this and kind of show you, what they will do. But I'm also going to answer the question that Quaz Plays 420 asked on another video of mine. He asked me if I would look into doing this. He said he's a plumber by trade, and he also has the Knipex Cobras, which you see I carry the 7 1/4 pair in my TPLC as well, so they're important to me. And then I also have the Pliers Wrench. So he said if I've already got these two, I'd like to know if this is something worth me investing in. He's just now getting into the Knipex tools, and I hope to answer that question. So that's kind of the question that's leading me to doing this review. So most of the things that I talk about are going to be geared towards that question. If I already own these two, is this something that's still useful to me? So these are called the Twin Grips, and that's because they have two different gripping options. You can see if you compare it to the Knipex Cobras, the teeth and the mouth of it look pretty identical to one another. You got that same pattern and design. So again, you might be asking, well, if I've already got these, what good are these? Well, that gives you a little bit of a different angle. You've got a straight into something versus this head is curved. Now, because this head is curved and you're typically taking something off in a counterclockwise or clockwise motion, to me, I think you might get a little bit more leverage with these than this, but I have no problem gaining leverage with this. But these are called Twin Grip for a reason. Cobras aren't called the Cobra Twin Grips. They're just called Cobra Pliers. These are called Twin Grips because not only do you have the same function as what the Cobra has, but if you turn this way, you can see you've got this notch up in the front, and what that allows for, you can see the teeth are going the opposite direction. So you can grip onto things in the same style as what you do with your Cobra pliers, but you also have a straight on action that you can do, and the teeth are in a different direction. So where that comes into play is you've got 5 different adjustments of sizes. So you can grip anything that's extremely small, like a screw or something like that. And then if you take it up to its widest point, I have a 3/4 nut here. So if I put that into that groove, you can see I'm grabbing a hold of it there in 2 points. And also those teeth are now gripping in to this nut. This is a 3/4 nut, like I said, and to me, that's the biggest. I've got this on the biggest opening. That's the most I would probably ever want to do with it. You can obviously go a little bit bigger because you can see how wide these open. But once you get above this 3/4 nut, your handles start to get spread out to where, your hand's going to be spread out quite a bit. I don't know that you're going to get enough grip strength to really grab a hold of something. Now, if it's something that's not torqued down extremely hard or something like that, again, you could probably get away with some things that are a little bit bigger. But for my purposes, it's really anything 3/4 or smaller. I think these work well for that. So you're going to get into certain situations where you're going to need something like these pliers, whether it be the Twin Grips, whether it be a Cobra or some other tool to get things out. So I've got a lag screw here. I've got a screw with a broken head off of it. I've got a screw, let's say that's stripped. I've got a rounded off, lag screw. And then I've got, just some nuts and stuff on a screw. Well, obviously I can get to any of these right now with my Cobras, and the Cobras work well. If I can get on them sideways and I can grab a hold of that strip screw head, I can twist that right out. I can grab a hold of that screw, twist that out. Any of these options, I can take care of all these with the Cobras as they sit right here. But sometimes, you know, things aren't this way. Sometimes you might be deep down inside of something, so the only way for you to get to it is to get down like this. Well, now if I come in here and try to grab a hold of that broken off screw with my Cobras, my teeth are going the opposite direction of how I want them to grip, because I'm not coming at them sideways like this. And I can't get in there sideways because I can't fit the tool inside of there to be able to get to it. Well, with the twin grips, now that I can go straight on, again, like I would call this a Cobra screwdriver, I can come in and grip onto that screw and twist that out. I can come in and grip onto that screw head. I can the rounded off lag screw, whatever it is, I can get into a spot, whether it be this way or whether it be this way, where I got a little bit more action than I can get with this Cobra, because this Cobra, if it's way deep in there, I'm not going to be able to turn it without hitting my head on the side or hitting my handles on this side. And now because I'm coming straight at it, the teeth are now turned in a way. So let's say this was the screw head. If I put that in there, those teeth are now actually gripping a hold of that screw head whenever I'm going in it like this, versus if I'm using the Cobra, my teeth are only, they're lined in that same direction as the screw head, so it's not going to work as well. Now, obviously, yeah, I could get out a ratchet and I could, you know, put a socket on it and get down into there, but, you know, I can't reach that with a standard socket, which is typically all I carry in my bag is a ratchet, 1/4 inch with your standard link sockets, because I don't want to carry around deep well sockets with me all the time. It's not often that I need one. It's not on every job that's weight added into the bag, so I don't carry those. Well, what if I've got a rounded off lag screw and my socket's not going to work? Well, then you got to carry around some, you know, something like a bolt extractor set with you. Again, I'm not going to carry this in my bag with me every single day to every single job, because that's a lot of weight in order to have all these sizes and all that. So I can take up one spot in my bag, and this gives me the functions of a Cobra as far as right here, but it also gives me the ability to go straight into some deep spot, grab a hold of something that I can't grab with anything else. I get to engage those teeth, and not only that, the teeth are turned in such a way that it's actually made for that. So I can come in there, grab a hold of this screw, and I mean, it just twists right out, no problem. It grips phenomenal. So it's like having a Cobra as far as the teeth right here. It's a mini version of it. So it's the same as this action, except it's turned the other direction. So where do I use this primarily? I have found it seems to be plumbing actually seems to be the bigger fit. I would think maybe an auto mechanic could also find some spots where these would be extremely useful as well, although they probably have their toolbox sitting next to them with extensions and, you know, bolt extractors and all sorts of things where they can reach into these and maybe take care of it with some other tool. So to me, if you're a person who, you know, you're trying to carry a limited amount of tools, but there's situations that arise in your work where you can't access fasteners, you know, side to side. You know, you don't have the luxury of just being able to go at it from any which way that you want to, but you find yourself running into things where they're set inside of somewhere, and you want to be able to kind of go in with almost like a screwdriver, but it's a wrench, and turn things in and out because something is damaged on that fastener, or it doesn't have to be damaged. You can still use these for that. But, you know, the toilet tank bolts, sometimes the toilet is so close to the wall that it's hard to get a set of pliers in there, but you've got enough headroom to be able to come straight above it and twist things out like that. That's the difference to me of these, is its access points. I can access things with this set of twin grips that I can't access with my Cobras. Now, as far as the question of, I've got the Pliers Wrench and I've got the Cobras, do I need these? I think you need this Pliers Wrench no matter what, because it's a different animal. There's no teeth. It's kind of a adjustable wrench, kind of a change, and this is for places where you know the fastener's not damaged, or you don't want to mess up whatever it is that you don't want those teeth marks on whatever fastener it is that you're putting in or taking out. But if you've got a set of Cobras and you don't run into things where accessing them inside of a tight spot is not very often to you, then you're probably not going to run into situations where you need to use these very often. And you've already got the sideways function covered. You know, if I'm only going to use these to get at things that are like this, I can do that with the Cobras without using these. But if there's spots where I need to get into somewhere and I want the teeth to basically turn directions, that's what these are for. That's why they're twin grips. So you get this whole extra gripping function from straight on that you don't get with those Cobras. So again, that's why I find these useful. That's why I keep them in my bag. Do they get as much use as my Cobras? No, because I don't run into this situation as often as I just run into your normal everyday thing where you can get to fasteners. They're right out in the open. You have no problem accessing those. So these come out more often than these, but there are plenty of times where these have become extremely helpful to me. I think they're worth it, and I think that they're very useful if you run into the same stuff that I do. So that's my take on the Knipex Twin Grips. Again, part number 8201200. If you've got these, let me know what you think about them. Do you use them very often, or is it a tool that you think you bought and now you've got buyer's remorse and you say, I just don't use them that often. I don't find much use for them. Or if you have these and you also have the Cobras and you have the Pliers Wrench, help me answer the question as well. Are you glad that you purchased these, and would you still purchase them today? So let me know in the comments below. I think we're over 1,500 subscribers, so I want to say thank you to all of you who've been subscribing, liking the videos, commenting on things like that. You know, I don't typically sit around and ask people to subscribe. I think if you're going to, you're going to. So, but I do appreciate each and every one of you who spend time commenting on every video and encouraging me and subscribing and all those sorts of things. So that's my take on this Knipex Twin Grips. I hope that it was interesting to you, and I hope it's helpful if you've been thinking about buying these. But let me know in the comments below, and I hope that you guys stay safe. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next video.